Conway the Machine, Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, thank you for sitting down with Ambrosia for Heads and AFH TV. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Beautiful.
Feeling great.
Wonderful. Well, we're here to talk about your upcoming collaboration with the legendary DJ Preem. You know, Wes, I'll begin with you. For a lot of hip-hop heads, Griselda pays homage to the 1990s like East Coast sound. With that said, what does it mean to you to work with somebody like Preemo?
It don't get no better. You know what I'm saying? That's everything, man, especially coming from, you know, just that era of hip-hop, you know what I mean? And just studying that era of hip-hop, that's where we come from, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Preem is, you know, that's Mount Rushmore of producers, you know what I'm saying? And that was just a bucket list of mine, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to do a Preemo joint. I didn't know when. I always knew, because the thing about it, me and Preemo always kept in touch, you know what I mean? We text, man, hey, how you doing? If something going on with him or something going on with me, we kept in touch. But so I already knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't know when. You know what I mean? So when I got the call, and he was just like, "Yo, let's get this done." He explained everything that was going on, and you know what I mean? I was honored. So we had to bless him. You know what I mean? It was mandatory.
Conway, do you have any like favorite Preemo or Gang Starr joints that you've gravitated to over the years?
Probably New York State of Mind, of course. 10 Crack Commandments. He did that. I Gave You Power, right?
I believe so. It was written.
It was written. That might be number one.
What about you, Benny?
The Preemo and Jay-Z work.
Okay.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt work. Yeah.
97 Ho, there you go.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah. So you guys recently shot a video with Jason Goldwatch. Benny, I'll keep it to you. How does the visual match the energy of the song?
It was first and foremost, it was shot in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? And we use like historical places, grimy places that's near to our heart. You know what I'm saying? We in the hood, our hood, shooting it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's gonna match the lyrics. It's gonna match our persona and everything. So you know, Jason, he a fucking animal. You know what I mean? He like
loose cannon.
He like fucked up in the head with that video shit. So it's gonna come out crazy.
Yeah. I mean, in Conway, what did it mean for you? Like, I mean, all you guys grew up there, and to bring, a legend like Preemo to your hometown to make art, like, how does that feel?
I mean, it felt amazing. Like, just the thought of, like, what that meant for the city. Because there's a lot of people in the city, like, you know what I mean? Like, love hip-hop, especially hip-hop from that era, love Premier. You know what I mean? They love Preemo, so, like, to have him there, to be on a record, and then to have him in our city.
People still talking about
like, that was next level. That was major. So that was where my excitement came from. Like, I know the city this is crazy for the city.
Wes, did you guys do anything like, when you have rap peers that come back to your hood, like, is there anything special you do when the video is done, like a place you take them for a bite or a drink or something like that?
Nah, I mean, he had some Lenovas, you know what I'm saying? You come to Buffalo, you gotta eat Lenovas,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, that's the hood, you know what I'm saying? #1 piece of wing spot. Like, I don't care where you from, like, Lenovas is it. But when, anybody come to the city, like, that's where you would go first. You know what I'm saying? But that was really it, man. Preem, man. If it was up to me, I would have had his ass everywhere. But he, when the video was over, he had to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But trust me, if I could, I would have had him everywhere. But he did get to experience some Buffalo with that Lenovas, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I know you sit on a lot of tracks from a lot of great producers, and we got to obviously recognize Derringer, too. 100%. This particular track for Headlines, did you go through a number of beats to decide it? Like, tell me the process of how it came to be.
He made that was a one taker.
Wow. Yeah,
he went in, laid it down. While he was actually making the beat, we was already writing. You know what I'm saying? And by the time he was basically done, it was already press play. You know what I'm saying? Press record. So it didn't take us long at all. Like, everything was made from scratch. We didn't have to listen to nothing else.
Wow.
Just whatever he made, that was headline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the three of you were together for this process?
100%. 100%.
Wow. I mean, that's like classic hip hop right there.
Yeah, just the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Just Preem tell us come through, we come through, late night. You know what I'm saying? The studio in the basement. You know what I'm saying? We went over there and it was just to watch him even make it live. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
He put the scratches on later.
Yeah, I think so.
When he did
the scratches later.
American Dream with the CL Smooth,
Yeah,
I think
was
it
later.
is. I mean, Griselda has so much going on. The three of you guys collectively and individually right now. This record's coming at an inflection point. Just tell me about that too, because you guys all have recent work, stuff coming ahead. Like, what does this moment in time mean?
It's almost perfect timing that we did this Preem record. So we could have, like Wes said, we could have been did it. You know what I'm saying? Make the most sense to do it right now. You know what I'm saying? We got some work coming out all together. What was Shane gonna do coming out? So, you know what I mean? It's perfect timing that we did this record at this point.
Perfect timing, actually. Like, I'm glad it's coming out now more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because all the work that's about to come out is with us three together. So it's just like, this is kind of like giving you a glimpse of just Griselda as a whole. But it's not even the sound that we bought, because that's the thing. It's the difference between, you know, the Preemo sound and the Derringer sound. But it still give us all three of us together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't want it to compare to the Derringer sound. I want people to be like, this is just the beginning of the Griselda and Preemo sound. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just the beginning. I already know we about to do a project, all of us together. So.
Yeah, and you know, in the song, each one of you talks a little bit about your life before rap, or before the last few years when things have gotten really interesting. You know, just looking back at that, I mean, in the song, you know, Wes, you talk about 04, Benny, you talk about trips through the Carolinas. I only ask about that, when you guys were in that life, were there certain albums or certain artists that you would constantly keep in rotation, almost as like, you know, a guiding light or whatever like that?
The Nas's, the, you know, Biggs. A lot of the shit that is ironic, a lot of the shit that Preemo produced, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to It Was Written and shit. That was our, albums like that was our Bible, you know what I'm saying? The shit
The Rays, the Ghosts.
The Rays and Ghosts, the Illmatic, the Iron Mans and all that shit like them. It was Bibles, though. That's why we was, you know what I mean, getting into all that shit we was getting into, so.
Dipset too.
We needed that, yeah.
It was the Dipset.
Heavy on the dips.
Heavy on the dips. Remember the Dipset mixtapes when they first dropped?
Yeah, niggas we used to be heavy on them shit.
On the mixtapes?
Yeah.
Heavy on the dip.
You know, Supreme Blind Tell last year was a special album because, you know, in addition to Derringer, you involved, you know, Pete Rock, Rock Marcy, Alchemist, Ninth Wonder. For whatever reason, when artists make, you know, their biggest albums to date, they often chase new sounds, new blood. None of you guys have done that. You like stay loyal to not only, you know, the Griselda sound, but you work with the same people that you just told me about. Where does that like sense of hip hop loyalty come from?
I mean, we don't have to go to nobody else's world, man. We make people come to ours, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why have to, you know what I'm saying? This is us, you know what I mean? We don't have to chase nothing. You know, we can do whatever we want to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could really, if we wanted to get a Metro booming right now, we could get a Metro booming if we wanted to change the sound. But it's just the fact of, like, I just keep what I know, you know what I'm saying? I just do what I know. I don't go out my comfort zone. I stick to what I am, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like I said, if you a point guard and you know, you dope with the handles, you go around your back, all that, you can still shoot a crazy three, you averaging 40 points a game. One day you're not just gonna be like, hey, I wanna play center now. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep scoring 30 or 40 every time you get on the game, and that's what you're gonna be known for. That's what they're gonna hang your jersey in the Raptors for. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go out your way to try to be anybody else or try to, oh, this is popping right now, but none of that. Is like, yo, I'm only gonna cater to the sound and the producers that fit that sound. And if it's only Pete Rock, if it's only Preemo, if it's only Derringer, if it's only Alchemist, that's all it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I am. You know what I mean? I bring you into my world. You know what I'm saying? I don't honestly outside of Griselda. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Griselda fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. You know what I mean? Like I feel the illest people in the game is sitting on this couch. So,
Word.
you know.
A lot of our readers agree, and you know, Benny, last year after the release of your album, you tore down SOBs, like packed it out. For you, what did that mean? You know, after all of these years of paying dues.
And that was like, it was like a milestone moment. I mean, to me, that felt like Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? I had the guys with me. You know what I mean? A couple people in attendance. It was big. I knew it was gonna be big, but I didn't know it was gonna be that big. Cause when I go into the shit, I'm not thinking about that. I just want to kill it. I just want to get the fans the Griselda experience. But that was dope. You know what I'm saying? And people say SOBs haven't been like that in 15 years. Prestigious people who've been there, going there for 15 years. And that's like almost 3 eras of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? 3 eras of hip hop, and they haven't been like that. So even though it was me, I know what it means to have a night like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it was for somebody else. So me having a night like that, I know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? It was big.
Now, before you got here, Wes was telling us that he's never seen you actually write anything down.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, like, the headspace that you write these incredible rhymes. Like, it just comes to you in the studio?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I go off feeling. You know what I'm saying? If you put a beat on right now, I'm gonna go off feeling, and I'm gonna get the pace in the room. I'm gonna walk in the corner and lay the verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know we put the most shit out, we put the hottest shit out, and we do that by, like, the volume of work we put out. I write a verse and I forget it and it go blank. So it's not like all that shit is stored in my head. You know what I mean? It's gone as soon as I lay it down. It's recorded. I don't need to remember it. But that's just how I go. I'm ready right now. I'm ready to do some shit right now.
Is that the way it is for you, Conway?
Yeah, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's a, you know, I go in the studio, I hear the beat. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Like you said, I go in a corner or something, or in another room or whatever, and I come with it like that. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of my shit don't touch no pad either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a feeling. It's an excitement, an adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's something about the L beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I try to only rap over certain kind of, you know what I mean? I get a lot of beats sent to me all the time, but if you hear me rap on it, then you know that was a special beat to me. You know what I mean? That shit just took me there. You know what I mean? I heard that shit, and you know what I mean? The words just came out on their own, kind of. It's kind of strange.
I love when you said it on the joint you did with Busta, the Ghost music track. You're like, everything I write is verse of the year. Like,
Yeah.
and does it feel that way? Like, how do you know when something's done, when it's finished like that?
The reaction in the room from the homies, and just me knowing lyrics and knowing, like, can't nobody fuck with this, what I just said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need nobody to tell me that anyway. Like, my confidence is through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact what I bring to the table with this shit and how I give it up. So that's how I know my shit is verse of the year, because I know bars, I know lyrics, and I know niggas can't fuck with this shit I just said. You know what I mean? Every verse like that. Yeah. And if it's not, it don't even make it to on Pro Tools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All three of you have brought a level of appreciation for artwork, like actual, like, you know, it's deeper than album covers though. Wes, I know you collect paintings. You guys do some incredible things. For headlines, is there going to be like anything visual that we should know about apart from a Jason Goldwatch music video?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? We seen the cover. The cover is dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure who designed it, but it give you that feeling of a Griselda cover though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I respect about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them joints where I can post and won't be like, I don't even want to post
Right.
that shit. I love the song, but the shit is, the cover is trash.
You guys put so
It's
much
dope.
care into that stuff.
Cause I love art.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type of guy that even if I didn't like it, I would have said something. Like, yo, bruh, let me just try a little art on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me do a little art direction. If y'all don't like it, let me know.
Yeah.
Cause it's just like that. You know what I mean? It's plenty of times like I don't do nothing that I just don't want to do. Period. Like, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? So even like it's times where people like wanted to pay me for a verse, but I didn't like the beat. I don't want the money. See what I'm saying? I heard the beat, it didn't move me. It could have been for thousands. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, or it's like, yo, you know what? I could put you to this producer and you could pay him for a beat, and then I pick the beat from him. You could pay him for it,
Right.
then I get on it. If you really want to do a song with me.
Yeah.
But if I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing nothing. So even with the cover, I would have, trust me, I would have been like, yo, man, look, I got it. But nah, they hit it before I even, you know what I'm saying? Preem, like, yo, he sent it to me, and the cover was dope. It would have been something I would have thought of, so I love it.
You guys are huge fans of wrestling. If DJ Premier were a wrestler, is there somebody you could compare him to, like with that legacy, with that, you know, sound, that feel?
If I could compare him to a wrestler, Preemo.
The honky talk man.
Why you say that?
Love the music and shit. You know what I'm saying? The greatest. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. I mean, Preemo is, you know, you gotta think Mount Rushmore. You gotta be Preemo is in the top 3 of all time, of course. Like the thing about it is, you know, I don't really like saying the best ever. If I could put like the best ever, you know what I'm saying, I would do that, you know what I'm saying. But I just, you know, I always just love putting like Preem, you know, Pete Rock and Alchemist and like that same, you know what I'm saying, like they, but like Preem is the Hulk Hogan though, you know what I'm saying. Like you still got your Ultimate Warrior, your Randy Savage, you know what I'm saying. Like you still got them, but Preem Hogan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Preem is Hogan, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Preem is Hogan, for sure.
Very cool. So, you know, Benny, you recently confirmed with us that it was going to be all 3 of you on the Shady album, and that's very exciting. You know, you have, your fans trust everything that you guys do this far. How are you making this special, apart from the fact that it is the 3 of you for the first time ever?
To me, I think that's special in its own right, because this is the first time on a full-length project. It's the first major release from Griselda on Shady Interscope. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, it's some special shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's some special shit on there. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what the fans want. Us 3 together, all Derringer, you know what I mean? Shout out to Beat Butcher. That's what they want, you know what I mean? On a major scale, that's what they want.
You guys are the king of the sneak attack. Like, you know, there's no warning. Is this going to be something where we're just going to wake up one morning and it's there for us?
Nah, cause it's coming through a major, so
Yeah.
it gotta have the proper rollout. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be so much behind this project. You know what I'm saying? Visually, just it's gonna be all over the place. Like this is one of them projects. You know, like I said, I just left the office. It's one of the projects where it's like, yo, we gotta do it this way. Like I'm putting my foot down type shit. Like, no, we need this done, this done, this done. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lot more push than ever before. Like you're gonna know about the album 2 months ahead of time, not 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like we already about to start going with the push. You know what I mean? Like, you know, respectively. You know, we're going to let the Preem situation rock out because this is big in itself as well.
Sure.
And you don't want to do both at the same time, you know, out of respect, because this is the legend, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, the Preem video drop and the song do what it do, then we'll start, because, you know, we definitely still want to drop the project around, like, July. So we got to still get that going as well, but, you know what I'm saying, respectful, you know what I mean? To Preem, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, and Payday, that, you know, we want this to get the look that it deserves as well, you know what I mean? And then that's just a perfect lead up to everything else they about to see for the Shady project. It go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I was just talking to Paul about it. He's even excited about the record, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, because I told him I was coming here to meet with you guys, and he's like, yeah, and I pray. Like he's excited for it as well. So it's like everybody is supporting this this song and this single, and you know we just did you know, Shade 4 or 5 last night with Static, you know, talking about it. We talked about it after we was off air, like, you know, Static heard the record, so he already know, you see what I'm saying, what it is and you know what it's about to do. So it's about to be dope, man. And I think this is just the beginning. You know how it's like when you already reached the ceiling of one thing, and then now it's the beginning of the next level.
Yeah.
This Preem record is now the beginning of Griselda 2.0.
This is a new chapter.
This is the new chapter now. This is page 1 of the Preemo joint. Because now it's like, oh shit. Then the Shady album, oh shit. Then Conway album, oh shit. Then it's like it's about to be a domino effect now. Like Griselda that you knew before is old. What you about to hear now is just all the new beginning shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we been talking. I feel that we gonna do a Preem album. I really do, and it's for the culture. I think that's what people want to hear. I think it's a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Especially our sound with that East Coast raw shit. You even said it yourself. You got TDE in the West, Griselda in the East. So who better than to work with Preemo to work with than doing an album with who running the East? You know what I mean? It only makes sense, especially for the culture. That's something that has to be done just for the culture. You know what I'm saying? To go down in history. That should probably be one of the illest albums of all time.
So you got Griselda 1.0 before this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just starting to catch on to you guys in the last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a movement that's been going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about how long it's been going on and what it's taken to get to this point?
You want to talk about it? For me?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Man, you know. I mean, you know, Griselda I dropped the Hitler Wears Hermes project at the October Halloween 2012. You know what I'm saying? You know, at that time, I was just testing the waters. I made the project in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on the cover. I didn't even want people to know who I was. At that time, you know, the South was running shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? The title was crazy in itself. And it was just like, you know, I'm just thinking about like just the evolution of Griselda. You know what I'm saying? How it just started to where it's at now, like my mental. You know, I always base it off of art, which, like I said, it was an art piece on the first cover. Like, art always been there. If you listen to part 1, wrestling was on it. Everything that we doing today, the Keisha Plum poems, everything is still on part 1 since 2012. I have not changed absolutely one thing. You know what I'm saying? And but I think like anything with time, you know what I'm saying, the more and more you present just dope shit, you know what I mean, people catch on. You know what I'm saying? And I think just like, you know, Fly God was one of the albums, you know, when I did my album, that kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes, because at that time, a lot of people didn't know me, but I had Alchemist production. I had Danny Brown on the album. I had Rock Marcy production, and he rapping on the album. I had, Static. I say Action Bronson, right? Action Bronson. You know what I mean? Just like Euro Drew back then. It was just like, you know, what's my homie with the man that I'm tripping, my mom, so many people did the cuts for me, man. Legend Kubert. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like legendary shit that I was doing, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying, chilling, like regular life. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, and it was just like that kind of opened up some doors. And then you know, everything bro was doing, the Reject 2. And you know, once Blind Tell dropped, like it was like once Blind Tell dropped, Part 6 dropped, 10 to Talk 3 dropped, you know what I'm saying, Everybody's Fools dropped. It was just like, now it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? It just opened up. So I think Blind Tell opened up them doors. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, if, you know, some people catching on late. They still even haven't heard Hitler Wears Hermes 1 through 5. You know what I'm saying? Still. So that's why I put it on the DSPs as just one joint. If you look on my DSPs, it just say Hitler's dead. But it has all 1 through 5. It's a one-stop album. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you want to hear the Griselda sound, and that was the thing. Even when that was a mixtape series, all the production was original production. It wasn't like I was rapping over instrumentals. It sounded like albums. That's why people just be like, that's album. No, that's not an album. It was a mixtape, but I didn't want to rap over nobody beats because I felt my beats was better than anybody else shit I could rap over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why rap over somebody else shit and my production is better? Why rap over Alchemist beat instrumental when I could just call Alchemist? You know what I'm saying? And just get a real Alchemist beat. So, you know, but I just think like now, you know, the 1.0 Griselda is still the top 3 groups all time to me. Honestly. Griselda 2.0, I always gotta show Wu the respect because they that's who, you know, taught us. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray hit me last night to go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always gonna pay homage to them. But besides that, bruh, can't nobody fuck with us, man. I'm taking that to the grave, bruh. Taking that to the grave. This is something that's special. We did something that nobody else ever did from our city. You know what I'm saying? We had to work 10 times harder just to make, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you the illest basketball player all time, but you from West Bubblefuck, Kansas, that go to a little school nobody never heard of, it's 100 times harder for you than a kid that's nice, but he go to school in New York City and everybody coming to his games and everybody know him and they rapping and Jay-Z show up and, you know what I mean, how like LeBron, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, it's about to be crazy, but this is just to be, like I said, this is just the beginning. I guarantee if we had the same conversation next year, it's going to be like, damn, how you just said, the one more, like in just the 1 year, you went from this to this. Bro, man, see us next May, 2020, and we had the same conversation where we be at.
So 7 years, it's brick by brick. And in the beginning, I mean, you literally are, you know, performing for just like a few people. You're giving out your tapes to a couple of people. What sustained you over that time? Like, because 7 years is a long time, but what gives you that grit to keep going? And I want to hear from like all you guys on that.
Just basically, we working towards this. We always believed that we could do it. We always believed that we could do it, but in the meantime, we in the streets. Really, you know what I'm saying? You know, niggas in the streets in the meantime. Still giving they all of this. But, you know, that wasn't really paying no bills, so niggas in the streets. Niggas been nice. It was all about putting the game plan together and running the play and everybody being available for it, you know what I'm saying? Not in jail or everybody able to make the move. So I think that played a big part in it too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody after Conway got well, after he got hit, you know what I'm saying? And Wes being home and I'm being home, and we was available for it to happen. You feel what I'm saying? I think that played a big part in it too. But we was in the streets and we always knew we could get to this point. We just was working towards it.
What about you, Colin?
Well, everything he said.
Yo, for real, like honestly, I'm one of them people that don't waste time. I don't waste time, bro. If it's wasting time, count me out. Just forget about it. Don't even. So, when I did Hitler West Hermes 1, when I finished Hitler West Hermes 1, I knew where we was going to be known as one of the illest groups of all time. Then, you see what I'm saying? Because it was just like, I'm about to take this shit over. That was the mentality I had. You know what I'm saying? I would have stopped at Hitler 2. I would have stopped at Hitler 3 if I didn't think this shit was going to be where it was at. Because, like you said, we street dudes. We naturally just hustlers, just being from where we from. We had to earn that shit. We had to earn everything we got. So, it's just like, if I didn't, I'm not one of these dudes that rap for 30 years just hoping for a motherfucker to knock on my door and get a record deal. I already knew this shit was gonna happen since Hitler 1. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't even a waste of my time. I would have still been just good in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what this shit was gonna be. I already knew Conway is one of the illest all time. I already knew Benny was one of the illest all time. And it wasn't about me being the illest all time rapping, even though I am. It was just, I had the vision, you know what I'm saying? And that's what make up Griselda. Like, we all dope at what we all do. You know what I'm saying? So when you bring it all together, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's just hard to explain. It's a feeling. It's a, you know what I mean? That's why we got to co-follow them, because if you understand it and you get it, then you get it 100%. It's nothing you can tell. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody is tattooing us on their bodies for nothing or painting these murals. We didn't have to pay nobody. We don't have to do none of that extra shit. Like, everything is organically built. Everything was organically built. Like you said, brick by brick. So it wasn't like I put a couple bricks up and then knocked down. It was just brick after brick after brick after brick after brick after brick. And guess what? Still to this day, it's brick after brick after brick. I can already see what's about to happen in the next year.
Process don't.
Yeah, this is the beginning. This ain't about to stop. This ends when we want it to end. This end when we want it to end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly. When I just be like, yo, it's over, I don't want to do this no more, that's when it's over. We can run this shit for the next 10 years. Easy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, just one more question. I know you guys have to run. I do want to ask you. You talked about those 7 years and some of the artists you were working with at the beginning. Conway on your new album, you talk about it too. You guys have made a lot of ways for other artists that stand for what you stand for. Gang Starr and Preemo have done the same thing since the 90s. How does that feel when other artists are getting recognition that you guys have worked with and that have been part of your movement to get their due too for your grind?
Man, I ain't tripping, you know what I mean? It's eat, you know what I mean? But I mean, as long as we both know that where your lane came from, just give me my flowers while I can still smell them, baby.
I call it the hand of God. You know what I'm saying? That's the Griselda hand of God. Is when come get a feature or anything that got to do with Griselda, next thing you know, you might get booked for a show.
Yeah.
People paying features for you, or you know what I'm saying? That's the hand of God.
I like to call it the hand of fly God, man. They all my sons. Praise both. That's my final words for them. Praise both. They already know what time it is. They know what time it was. The motherfuckers wasn't even thinking about selling out vinyls and doing shirts. Everybody got a clothing line, merch. They trying to sell out vinyls. They trying to go through the same companies I was going through to just get like I said, this shit ain't for everybody. You could try to copy it. Yeah, the covers, the beats, the slow shit, the danger sound. Everybody try to do that shit, but the funny part about it with me is, because like I said, I want it, like he said, it's love for everybody. Everybody eat, have fun. It's good for the culture.
Feed your family and just take care
it's
of
none
people.
of that. But you gotta respect where it comes from. My thing is, it be funny that people run with the style and then try to go against us. Like, whoa, like what is you doing here? Like you wouldn't even have the courage to even, motherfucker wouldn't even heard of you or knew who you was or listen to your song if it wasn't for us. So I don't understand why you just cross lines. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit we don't address, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that just baffles me of how, like, all of a sudden, because it's crazy. It's a lot of shit behind closed doors that y'all might not see, but I see because I'm just tapped in. But it's a lot of them joining forces now, like the people that we used to do songs with before, or, you know what I mean? Like we like I said, it's not for everybody. You can try to copy as much as you can, so, and you definitely gonna go broke trying to keep up with me, so I recommend don't even do that. Just stay in your lane, you know what I'm saying? But, message for everybody, if y'all looking, man. Yo, man, stop it, man. Just stop it, man. Just live life, man. You know what I mean? Do y'all. Like, I just don't like the jabs and people try to come at us, because it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's about the culture. It's about taking care of your family. You know what I'm saying? It's about leaving legacy. You know what I'm saying? And just stick to that. Like, instead of just doing weirdo shit, it would be doper even if we was cool. Like, everybody doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? But that linking up and trying to go against this shit, and it's like, you know what I mean? Griselda, for real, it's like Griselda Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Griselda is Thanos. Like, well, it'll take about 30 motherfuckers to come up with one plan to try to take us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So it's just right now we just still on The Avengers Part 1. We ain't on Part 2 yet. As of
Age
right
of
now,
Ultron.
what's the first one called?
Age of Ultron.
Yeah. We ain't you know, it's far from the end game, man. End game might be in 2050.
Well, let's end on a positive note, though. So, Griselda 2.0 begins with headlines. You know, what would Sheen do coming out, you know, later this year? I know, Benny, you got a record in the works with Pusha T that we're eager to hear. Like, that's happening, right? Anything else that we should report on your end?
Man, just know, man, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry no matter what, no matter who I get a record with, no matter what show I do, no matter what happened. I'm still hungry. Like, I just got in this shit yesterday.
Word. And what about you, Conway? I understand after this project, you might be the first solo project on Shady.
Yeah, it's looking like that. My album, my debut album on Shady. You know what I mean? Coming. You know what I mean? Probably after the What Was Sheen Gonna Do album.
Got a title?
That's the actual our first album on a major, but I got my album following up probably. You know what I'm saying?
No title?
I mean, I ain't 100% locked in, man.
I try to get y'all an exclusive.
I ain't 100% locked in.
We appreciate it.
I'm letting you go, man. What you name it, man.
Listen, man, his album gonna have my face on it, on the cover.
You already know.
And then my album gonna have his face on the cover. Fuck.
All in Ash, man.
We gonna do something ain't nothing nobody ever did, man. We having fun, honestly. We having fun. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man. Like, growing up, like, where we come from and just loving hip-hop, to be sitting here interviewing, talking about we got a Preemo single. Like, this shit is everything. Just left, you know what I mean? And meeting at, you know, at Def Jam with Paul. Like, this is everything to us. We having fun right now. We taking care of our family. We living life. We showing our city that it can be done. Because nobody never had this. This shit is bigger than rap. Like, people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of extra shit be going on, but at the end of the day, like, we the motivation, you know what I'm saying, for a whole city of people. We the inspiration for a whole city of people that really never had shit. So it's like, we do it for them, you know, the most, because it's like, and like we say, like, what was Sheen gonna do? Because he's supposed to be here with us. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, we just gonna keep his legacy alive, and we just gonna keep just doing whatever we can do to contribute to the culture.
Conway The Machine, Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, thank you so much for sitting down with AFH.
You already know, man. Salute.
Nice.
Boom, 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 boom!